Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Ajuna Sharawat, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry stalwarts to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of aspiring leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven successful formulae for many. And this is what we aim at by making these sessions, a gathering of leaders and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such leader on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Prashant Pimpalkhute. That was right?
Yes.
Prashant Pimpalkhute. Being an industry veteran with his nearly 4 decades of experience and currently the founder and director of Mactexcel Consultants, he has been helping improve multi-operational parameters, skills, and competence, along with bringing out leadership effectiveness of upcoming leaders. Throughout his professional journey, he has handled various aspects of business, namely contributing to revenue growth, heading manufacturing operations, managing supply chain operations, mentoring engineering recruits and interns. Prashant has come a long way from being plant engineering manager in L&T in early 1980s to becoming founder and director of Mactexcel Consultants. Welcome, Prashant, to FaceTime with Leaders. Prashant, Prashant, we would love if you could sum up your work experience and help viewers understand your achievements and accomplishments.
Thanks, Arjuna, for a wonderful introduction. I don't know whether I deserve all that, but thank you once again. And okay, as you said, let me briefly take you through the my professional career, as you rightly say, from early 1980s to today in 2023. I started my career at 1983 in Larsen & Toubro Limited in a plant engineering department. I worked in Larsen & Toubro for 16 years. After 16 years in 1999, I joined a Japanese multinational, a 100% EOU company of Japan by name of Nisei ASB. In India, its name was ASB International Private Limited. The chairman was Mr. Daiichi Aoki, or Aoki-san, as they say in Japanese. I worked in that company from 1999 to 2005. In 2005, I came to Bangalore and joined a company called Triveni Turbine Limited, which was in those days Triveni Engineering Industries Limited, and then became Triveni Turbine Limited. In this company, I worked for 15 years from 2005 to 2020. And in 2020, I retired from the company at the age of 62, and then started my own company called Mactexcel Consultant, as you rightly said. So today, as I look back from 1983 to 2023, it is almost 40 years of experience in manufacturing industries, as you rightly said. Okay, I mean, I had been a lucky person, fortunate person to get my break after doing my engineering from Vishveshwaraya Regional College of Engineering, Nagpur in 1981. And then I did a MTech in production technology from 1981 to 83 in IIT Mumbai. And then I joined Larsen & Toubro. And that was a kind of a lucky thing for me, because L&T, all of you know, it is still today one of the best engineering companies in India, maybe in the world. I mean, Mr. M. Naik is handling that company, led that company from, oh my God, from where to where. When 1983, as I looked at L&T and today where L&T is, it's a great kind of a thing. And it always gives a pleasure that the company where you have worked has grown to such a level. That is where I said I was lucky to be associated with Larsen Tower at the beginning of my career. And in those days, it was one of the best companies. I mean, for an engineer, it's a dream of every engineer to have the job in Larsen Tower. No? So many of my friends from college used to feel, you got a wonderful company, Prashant, you are lucky person like that. No? Okay, apart from the luck, I mean, luck is one part. I mean, getting yourself associated with the company is one thing, but I could really do a lot of things because L&T in those days was a highly professional companies, extremely free atmosphere. It was a kind of an experimental ground for anybody who would like to learn and do something in life, something in his career, something in his field of operations. And luckily for me, I joined the department called plant engineering, as you rightly said, no? Plant engineering, where we were giving support to the entire company, entire production operations. And it is a kind of a engineer's delight to work in plant engineering because although I'm a mechanical engineer, I got exposure to electrical engineering, civil engineering, metallurgical engineering, chemical engineering, environmental sciences, all the fantastic exposure I got in Larsen Toubro. L&T in those days, one of the first companies going for ISO 9001, one of the first companies for going for ISO 14001, and one of the first companies to adopt the Japanese management techniques of Toyota production system in those days. So the validation was fantastic. The learning was fantastic. I was in ISO 9001 auditor, ISO 9001 steering committee. I was in ISO 14001 steering committee. And when L&T started that engaged iShare consultant in those days, 1983, 84 or 1993, 94, for implementing lean manufacturing in the company, I was the trainer and I was also the trainer for the trainers. And I must have conducted almost maybe hundreds of training programs, giving training of 5S, Kaizen, Six Sigma, all those kind of things to the workers. So the L&T to that extent was laid the foundation for my career and that manufacturing excellence, which we call, which we learn from Toyota production system, and which in West is called a lean manufacturing. I got a wonderful opportunity to learn in Larsen Toubro. Post Larsen Toubro, of course, I decided to leave Larsen Toubro because of two reasons. One is that having learned so much, I mean, it is always a kind of a desire for me to apply it to the wider field. I mean, L&T, whatever I had learned, I started applying, we applied, and at a particular point of time, I felt, what more? I mean, what more can I do now? And I felt, yeah, since this is a Japanese technology, whether there will be any Japanese company in India around there where I can work with them. One Japanese company in those days was Maruti Suzuki, where one of the first successful venture of Japanese auto companies in India. But for me, from Larsen Toubro, nobody would be taking me into Maruti Suzuki. Company called SEBI International Private Limited, which is a 100% Japanese company, 100%. It is a 100% export-oriented unit. And the company, luckily for me, was established in a place called Ambernath, which is 20 kilometers from where I stay, in a place called Dombivli. I mean, it was like a God's gift to me. I wanted to work for a Japanese company, having learned all the Japanese knowledge, Japanese manufacturing system, Japanese technology, total TPS. Then I said, let me learn something from these guys. How do they work? How do they breathe that excellence? How do they breathe quality and all that? So, frankly speaking, nobody would leave Larsen Toubro after working there for 16 years. That would be a pure suicide, professional suicide in those days. But I didn't mind committing the suicide for the sake of learning something from the horse's mouth and working with the horses. And those 6 years were wonderful time for me. I was working with maybe at any point of time with 30 Japanese Yajimas and Kobayashis and Muratas and Aokis, and oh my God, you take the name and those people will be there. Beautiful people as far as the professionalism is concerned, um, uh, as far as their uh, dedication to the work is concerned, as far as their awareness of quality is concerned, and it's a wonderful kind of thing. No? So 6 years working in Japanese was a beautiful kind of experience, to the extent that I learned Japanese language and I used to converse with them in their own language. I mean, I was the only senior management person there who was able to speak with them in their language. That was a little discomfort for them because they would not be able to do some discussions when I was I was there, no, because they will say, "Oh, Prashant is there. Just be careful. He understands Japanese." Many of my friends suggested me, Prashant, why did you tell them you know Japanese? I said, no, it is not correct. It's not ethical. I mean, I cannot deal with my superiors in that manner that I will not tell them that I know what they are talking. That is not my value system. So um, it was a wonderful kind of thing. Um, okay, I will tell you only the superficial part of it. The learning part of it, I will tell you what I mean. What did I learn really there? Um, After that, I joined. I felt yes, now equipped with all that knowledge. Um, Japanese do have a wonderful way of working, but for Indian psychology, for Indian professionals, uh, it has a problem because one is that their employment is lifetime employment, and they
Oh,
say is the lifetime employment. You
wow.
don't
Okay.
worry about progress of life and all that. You continue to do what you're doing. So in Japan, people continue to do what they are doing for years together without thinking of that. Whereas in Indian mind, we have that career aspirations. And today I'm a general manager. I want to be vice president. I want to be president. I want to be board director in the board. And those kind of aspirations are there. No, even when I used to talk with Mr. Kota Aoki-san, who was the managing director, he said, "I don't understand. What is the difference between you and me? I'm the managing director, and you are a general manager. But we are same. We are working for the same company." I said, Kota-san, it is not like that. Managing director is the managing director. General manager is general manager. He said, no. I said, yes. So it was a kind of a dispute between us. Then I realized that if I want to have some kind of a aspiration in back of mind to be fulfilled, no, I said, I cannot leave them for together forever. So in 2005, I got an opportunity in Bangalore in a company called Triveni Turbine Limited. Um, in those days, so called Triveni Engineering Industries Limited is one of the best companies in the world for manufacturing of industrial steam turbines. And I got a break there. I joined there as a again general manager, 16 years of working, and retired from there as a executive vice president, looking after manufacturing and supply chain. So these are the mathematical or physical part of the three employments. About Larsen Toubro, I told you what did I learn there, all those kind of things. The takeaway or learning from ASB International was there were two types of learning. One was in ASB International and one was in Triveni Turbine Limited. The one was on quality, other one was on delivery and the actual speed of the production and the delivery to the customer. And one was the quality that customer requires. So for any customer, if you ask any customer, these two are the most important thing: quality and delivery. Quality is granted, delivery is demanded. Always. You cannot say, I will try to give the good quality. No, quality, when I pay you something and you give me, I need it of the highest quality. So it is a given fact. Where the delivery is demand, customer demands, I want it tomorrow, I want it today, and I can negotiate. No, sir, it is difficult. I can give you only day after tomorrow. That is negotiable, but then it is not good. If customer wants it today, I should have given him yesterday. That is the kind of thing, and that thing I learned in Triveni. So these two careers, no, ASB and Triveni, did a tremendous kind of a contribution on my overall approach to the industry management, customers, processes, people, all those kind of things. And the credit to that I will give to L&T, where through iShare consultants, I was inducted into that. So shall I tell you about something, about how frustrating it was to work with Japanese? It will be interesting for you to know.
Yeah, definitely. Would love to know.
Japanese are hecklers for quality. I mean, it is a known fact. No, the Japanese quality is the best quality. The Toyota car today, even today, Toyota car is the best car in India. You have Hyundais and you have Marutis, you have all, but a Toyota car is Toyota car. A Sony TV is a Sony TV. You cannot compare Sony TV with LG or Samsung. Sony is a Sony. It is that kind of thing. All of us know about Japanese quality. And I knew when I was in L&T, we heard a lot of stories. Aisha consultant trainers told us a lot of stories about Japanese quality. I said, yeah, what is there? I mean, quality is, everybody demands quality. Everybody wants quality. What is there? What is there? You come to know when you work with Japanese personally. Oh, it's difficult. I mean, frustration is a very small word. I mean, the desire to commit suicide is the best word. I mean, their insistence on quality is so much, at times you feel, why? I mean, am I making the space shuttle? I'm making injection stage blow molding machine. I'm not making a space shuttle that everything should be the way it is. But no, injection molding machine, stage blow molding machine and space shuttle should be made of the same quality. If you are supplying the machine to Bangladesh and if you are supplying machine to Sweden, the machine should be of same quality. If you are supplying 5 machines and there is an electrical panel, the wires must move in the same way in all the 5 machines, not a single millimeter difference between them. If the machine is supposed to work for 24 hours, it should work for 36 hours without stopping. My God, their insistence of quality was so much, and please believe, they don't have any faith in Indians as far as they started. They came here, they invested almost 250 crores in those days to start a company, and they had zero faith in Indians that we guys will make the quality of make the machines of the quality that they make in Japan. And please believe me, I mean, the first year they only told us to make components. Okay. We made components worth 5 crores.
Okay.
Sent it to Japan for checking. They checked all the components. All the components were perfect in the specifications. They, what did they do on those components? They didn't use the components in the machines. They shifted the component from metrology lab to the junkyard. And I have seen with my own eyes, 5 crores worth of component thrown into the garbage because they had budgeted for it. I will make them in India. I will check if they are okay, fine. I will still not use it.
That's
like
test.
that. It was
that
such
was just a test.
Oh, obsession to quality was terrible. And initial couple of years, every machine I will make, they will find out 400 defects, 300 defects. It is called NG. They will say, Prashant, son, dame, NG is no good, no. And then I had a wonderful kind of subordinates with me. I still remember there was one Mr. Roy Merlin, Jeet Parmar, Sandeep Dabade, and we said I was in charge of assembly, and the direct product was being made by me. Then we said, this is the kind of a challenge for us. I mean, these people are always saying, you Indians cannot make quality, you Indians cannot make. I said, Baba, entire India's prestige and India's, this thing is in our hand. And then please believe it, in 3 years time, the 400 NGs per machine were reduced to 3 to 4 minor NGs per machine. And in 2003, I remember in Thane, we had a party where Chairman Daiichi Aoki himself had come, and I was sitting next to him. Please believe it, he took a wine, Indian wine. It's a beautiful wine. He took a sip and he gave the same glass to me. Prashant, take a sip. It's a beautiful wine. I took the sip from the same glass which Mr. Daiichi Aoki has used, and then he patted on my back and he said, you know something? Now we are making machines in India which are better than machines made in Japan. That kind of thing. I mean, that kind. See, as a manufacturing person, what more compliment, what more professional satisfaction one can have than the owner of the company is patting your back, giving you the wine from the same glass and telling, you know why? Because now you make machines which are better than what we made in Japan. And please believe, they closed Japanese factory in 2003. They closed Chinese factory in 2004. And today, even today, that factory is there, ASB International. Today, they are making 35 machines per month. Same machines which I'm making, and they have increased the expand. The company has grown to 1,500 people today. When I left the company, it was 160 crores. Today, that is almost a 1,000 crore company. I mean, such a great professional satisfaction, no? And the boys still call me. Yesterday they came for Imtex, and then they say, "Sir, where are you, sir? We miss you, sir. We remember you, sir," and all those kind of things, no? A great kind of thing. And they say, "Sir, whatever the systems and processes you have laid out, we are following more or less same. We have made a lot of improvement, but sir, the foundation that you laid was a fantastic." They say like that. So it's a great kind of a satisfaction, no? And this gives you a lot of confidence in your life. Yeah, okay, we could do something.
To Japan, we could match the Japanese excellence.
Yeah, that is the most important. I mean, and please believe me, the Mr. Daiichi Aoki was the only person in his company as an owner who believed his experiment of India will be successful. Everybody else told, his wife told him, "You are making a mistake by going to India." And he said, "No, I'm not making a mistake by going to India." And for such a man who has such a great faith in Indians, to come to that faith and getting the certificate from himself is something great. I mean, something great. I mean, in 2003, I was 20 years younger at the age of 42. It was the prime of your career. No, somewhere you are in the middle of your career and you hear something, you feel, oh, great. I mean, that kind of a professional satisfaction you get is fantastic. Okay, that is what ASB was. And in Triveni, it was a different kind of a ballgame altogether. It was a company where they make industrial steam turbines, extremely tailor-made product. There is no similarity in two products. One turbine is not identical to the another turbine. So if you make 12 turbines per month, every turbine will be different. One turbine will be 1.2 ton weight, other turbine could be 240 ton weight, from 2 ton to 240 tons. The time taken for a turbine could be possibly 6 months for one turbine to 8 months or for another turbine, like that, no? Or sometimes 3 months for one turbine to 8 months for another turbine. I mean, it is different, and the customers are all in Larsen Toubro, all the customers were dealers and the farmers and those kind of things. ASB International, the customer base was little better because we are exporting all the machines. In Triveni Turbine Limited, they are all first-time entrepreneurs who are the sugar manufacturers, mostly majorly, or some business which is steel, some business which is cement, and all those kind of. Most of the customers are non-corporate customers. So dealing with a non-corporate kind of a customer. When I say non-corporate, he is a single sole entrepreneur, started the business, or his father has started the business, he doing the business. He may be private limited company, or he at the most he is a public company but not a listed company. Those kind of things. And there are traditional, conventional businessmen from North, Punjab, UP, Bihar, Maharashtra, those kind of things. So their demands were very funny demands. I mean, their entire planning also could be that kind of a plan. No, I want it means I want. Even though you tell, sir, the turbine will make about 6 months to 8 months to make the turbine, not so such a simple. That I don't know. I want turbine in 4 months. You give me whatever you do, you give me the turbine. Or I'll go to Siemens, I'll go to this fellow, I'll go to that fellow. That kind of a threats, not typical threats. The Triveni, one of the major challenge was the delivery and how to make the turbine fast. So I remember in 2005 when I joined the company, we were making turbines about 12 to 14 months. One turbine will take. So if I take order today, January 23, I'll be delivering the turbine somewhere in April 24 or February 24. Or if customer is too much, if behind, maybe December 23. That's in 2004, the Electricity Act was amended, and customers whoever has turbines, they were also allowed to install additional capacity, generate additional power using steam turbine and generator set. These steam turbines of Triveni are used basically for producing power. They are coupled with the alternator, and the steam will rotate the turbine. The turbine will rotate alternator will create the power, and the power will be utilized by the company for the internal consumption. And if there is a extra power available from 2004 onwards, they were allowed to sell to the grid. So that became a kind of a wonderful business. It is called a co-generation business. So if I have a fuel with me, let us say a typical sugar company, after extracting juice from the sugar, whatever remains is called bagasse, and it has got a good calorific value. It becomes a good fuel as a coal. And using that fuel, they will run the boiler, produce steam, and they use the steam into steam turbine will run, and they will produce electricity.
Wow.
And they will, since the bagasse is available and the government allows them, they will install the turbines which are much higher capacity than they require and generate money out of it. In those days, per unit, they were getting around 2.75 rupees, and it was a fantastic business. And suddenly, at the time when I joined company, 2004, this happened. 2005, 2006, the demand suddenly increased. And then company was not in a position to meet that. Though management, when they hired me, they had an idea that this business is going to increase and we need a professional person. And somehow out of entire place in India, those millions of competent people who they could have hired, I don't know why they chose me. They chose me, and then I came from ASB International Ambernath to Bangalore. A kind of a cultural change, a climate change, environment change, everything. But it's okay. I mean, those kind of professional challenges you have to take when you want to grow in your career. No? So when I came there, the three learnings that I had and career, what do I say, value addition were. One is that I successfully renovated the existing to make it competent for making the high range turbines in a higher volume. Within 2 years, the existing factory was totally refurbished and was made competent to make almost 144 turbines per year from the earlier capacity of about 60 to 64 turbines per year. That kind of a value addition. 2 years later, in 2016, when the business started going further, I also had an opportunity to establish a totally new greenfield plant of Triveni Turbine Limited in an area called Dabaspet, which is about 42 kilometers from the existing factory. So these two were there. I had that experience, and I could get that wonderful experience of putting up a new power plants for new factories for the company. That apart, for the manufacturer is concerned, my learning of working for 6 years in the Japanese company helped me automatically for improving the quality of the turbines beyond the expectation of the customer, beyond expectation. Within 3 to 4 years, the turbines which were having, let us say, the engines, use the same word, dame. It used to be during the warranty. The measure is like that. During the warranty period, how many customer complaints come? That is a measure. So when I joined the company, there used to be customer complaints about 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 20 complaints during that warranty period per turbine. So let us take a very average figure of 6.5 to 7 complaints, serious or non-serious complaints per turbine during that 2-year period. So 6 complaints per turbine. In 4 to 5 years, those complaints went down to 0.5 to 0.6 complaints per year. It is that kind of per turbine, that kind of improvement. So that automatically happened because of learning that I derived in working with ASB. What luxury I had in ASB International of knowing the schedule much before and very comfortably and calmly doing the production. That was not there in Triveni Turbine Limited at all, where customer will give order at any time, change the specifications at any time, and demand the turbine always yesterday. And sugar factory turbines are always connected with the start of sugar season, which typically takes place around November, when the sugar cane um, grows fully and it is fully grown. Then farmers cut it and send it to the sugar factory for producing sugar. So that typically takes place around October, November. So it is always a time bound. I mean, you have to supply 50% of the production that I used to make was for sugar, and that at that time. Before the sugar factory starts, the turbine should be commissioned. So this gentleman from sugar factories will always delay, and place the order somewhere in March, April. And I want a turbine in August and September. So that was the kind of a thing. So 2-3 breakthroughs that me and my colleagues did in Triveni after I joined was, we took a challenge. Like we took a challenge in SEBI International to make the machines better than Japanese machine. The challenge in Triveni was to make the turbine in 100 days.
Wow.
Those days there was a movie called 100 Days. It was a kind of horror.
Yes.
I don't know whether you remember that movie.
Yes.
So here I had a like there I had wonderful colleagues. No, I was lucky to have good colleagues here, Mr. Balasubramani and Mr. Chandrasekhar Shetty and Jay Prakash and Ramesh and all those kind of decent, fantastic professionals. And then all of us took a challenge. We'll make a turbine 100 days. And like when Copernicus said the Earth does not move around the sun. The Earth moves around the sun. Sun does not move around the Earth. So when we said, let us make a turbine 100 days, the only reaction we got is the ridicule. Hey, you guys don't know how to make turbines. 100 days when nobody has made turbines in India. That kind of thing. Plus, believe it, I mean, we made the turbine. Making turbine in 4 months became the norm. Let us say up to 6 megawatt turbine or even 10 megawatt turbine, making 4 months was a standard norm, 4 to 5 months, which earlier used to take 12 to 14 months. So that was one of the wonderful things. Of course, that required a lot of structural changes in the company, right from vendors, suppliers, new suppliers, scheduling changes, a lot of process changes, a lot of new technology. I mean, it is not only lean manufacturing, it is a combination of all management executive decisions which will enable you to improve your production process. It is that kind of thing. That's the best kind of thing that happened in Triveni. And this coaching, mentoring, and training, it was a continuous kind of a thing from L&T. The training and all that things started from L&T. And in ASB International, I took down the role of a mentor specifically for all the boys. And in Triveni, by that time, understand some kind of a coaching fundamentals. And people, as you grow in the rank, you are also the people who are reported to you also are a little more matured. So you can also implement, utilize coaching as one of the methodology for their professional growth. So that is how it was. All these to summarize those 20 years, 1983 to 2020, 37 years of a professional life. 3 beautiful companies, and all the 3 companies growing day by day. I mean, that is the kind of a professional satisfaction you get, no? So when you talk with those guys, even when I talk with people in SB International, sir, we are doing like this, now we do like this, we do like this. So it feels good, na, the company. And there is always a kind of open invitation, sir, whenever you come to Mumbai, you must come, sir, see, sir, we have done that, those kind of things, no? It is wonderful kind of.
Beautiful, very successful, very inspirational, blissful journey.
Blissful, yes.
Yes, now I know the reasons and what led you to becoming this founder and director of your beautiful company. How the journey actually led you to that. I'm supposed to come to that later, but this this summarizes it beautifully, because you've been doing this, you've learned
Yes, yes.
so many beautiful and exclusive things that these need to be translated and to be given to the next generation and future leaders.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Sorry, we will edit this part if you don't want this, what I said.
we
But
are we are
I
living
like
in a
saying it.
times we are living in a times when 62 is the young age, frankly speaking. I mean, I remember
Absolutely.
I remember my grandfather when he retired at the 58, which with a typical dhoti and a black coat and a stick in a hand and slightly bent body, he would really look like a retired man. I'm talking about 1965, 1968. And today, if you go to any 10K, 15K, 21K marathon, you will see at least 10 to 15% of the guys with a gray beard like me, gray hair, or the total bald and huffing and puffing running. I mean, and if you say, sir, what is your age, sir? Guess what is my age? Then I would say 65. He said, no, 3 days back, I had completed my 72nd birthday. I mean, that kind of thing. We are living in the age where uh,
Age is a number.
many things. No, I mean, so when I retired at the age of 62, I said, no, घर में बैठ के क्या करेगा? What do I do sitting home? And basically, what has happened? When I was in Triveni, we had almost 30 to 40 suppliers. Triveni had taken a joint venture with G in 2012, 2013. That was also one of the wonderful kind of exposure for me into the what do I say? Uh, Perfectly system oriented and process oriented company. G is one of the best companies as far as systems and processes are concerned. And as far as the ESG is concerned, environmental, social, and corporate governance is concerned, no, G is a wonderful company. I mean, today what we talk about ESG in India today, the G lives that. And when we had the when we did the joint venture with G, although my company Triveni Turbine Limited was not a part of the joint venture, it was a kind of a subsidiary company of Triveni Engineering Industry Limited and G. They formed a joint venture, and they became I became supplier to them. So Triveni Turbine Limited became supplier to them. As a supplier, they insisted that we follow the ESG principles in ditto. And my introduction to ESG took place in 2012-13 at that time when I signed the professional code of ethics to be followed as a major supplier of G. So what I wanted to tell you, G wanted me, the Triveni Turbine, also to ensure that my suppliers also follow those standards. And it was a nightmarish kind of thing, absolute nightmare, because the suppliers of Triveni were satisfactory for Triveni. They were giving what we wanted. They were giving the quality that I wanted. They were giving the deliveries that we wanted. But they are typical Indian small scale industries. Typical Indian small scale industries. No systems, no processes, few machines, and whatever you want, sir, I will do it. The great technical talent, the great drive to work, the great passion of working, but as far as systems processes is zero. So when G insisted that they would like to audit my suppliers, it was a nightmare. I could not take them to any supplier because I know that if I take them there will be a problem. For me. G will definitely not accept their systems processes, and that would be a problem. It was that time I realized that most of the major companies, let us say, even including Larsen Tubro, Mahindra, Godrej, Marutis, automobile companies are different ballgame because automobile companies insist on their suppliers also to be like them and different. I'm talking about engineering industries, typical engineering industries. So the suppliers, the kind of standards that these companies have and the kind of standard that they are suppliers have is a huge difference. Huge difference. Except that the suppliers are able to produce the components of the given quality and give them a given price at a given time. There is the only consideration, only criteria. There is no other criteria. So in Triveni itself, I found that my own suppliers were at such a rudimentary level of systems and processes and people training. I felt very bad at that time. And maybe in Bangalore, at least, nobody has done that what I did, or I say my team did. In 2013-14, we selected 12 of our suppliers who would like to improve their standards. Me and my team went to their factories, implemented 5S in their company. Implementation 5S means you find out what material he has got, segregate the material, throw which is not required, properly organize what is required, clean all the machines, paint the gangways, put some charts, do some safety training of the people, put some safety systems in practice, and all those kind of things. This part of India, Karnataka especially, they are traditional Orthodox people. Where in Mumbai, a general manager is not a great kind of person. You can easily converse with them. In Karnataka, in Triveni especially, general manager is something big man. Big man. Oh my God, big. So GM, like this, they will bend 6 inches and talk with you. That kind of thing, no? which has made me used to make uncomfortable. And if I put my hand on somebody's shoulder, worker's shoulder, while talking with him, he will say, as if, my God, sir is putting hand on my shoulder. What is this? Okay, they will move 2 feet away. That kind of a very, very polite, humble, gentle people, no, very God-fearing people, respectful people. So they always found general manager as a big man. Even suppliers too much. I mean, talking with general manager is something. If I say, hello, how are you? Kaisa hai? So they'll feel so thrilled. Arey, GM talked with me like that, no? And that kind of a person, me and my managers will go to his factory. I will take a cloth in my hand. I will clean his machines. I lift the material from him, put it here, put it there. They say, sir, don't do that, sir. Beda, sir. Naan martini, sir. Kannada. So it is that kind of, so that kind of work I did when I was in Larsen, when in Triveni in 2013-14. So 12 of my suppliers, I did housekeeping in their factory myself. And through that, I trained them how to do that. I made them write down the procedures, write down safety instructions, and made them to the level where G accepted them as suppliers.
Beautiful.
And that I should do this consultancy, that this what do we call SMEs, small and medium engineering industries, require that kind of expertise, require that kind of a support. And if I present myself as a person giving that support, surely there'll be many who will be happy to get that. That thinking took in my mind at that time. And around 2013-14, I decided after I retire, I will do this, what I have done today in his factory. And that is how this Mactexcel consultant, even before I retired, the scheme was ready. Except for the COVID, I would have done it faster. That's all. So I had to wait for the COVID to go and then start in somewhere early 2021. And then this Mactexcel consultants was formed. And I do exactly same thing which I did as the general manager of Triveni Turbine with my suppliers. Now I'm doing for entire world.
Wonderful.
So Mactexcel consult.
Juncture, you could please let us please give us some insight on the name which you have given, Mactexcel Consultants.
Mactexcel, okay. Sometime back you used the word bliss. I heard you use the word bliss in some connection sometime back. Initially, I put my name as a bliss management consultant. I thought it's a bliss because I would like to make the first. I could see in all those years how frustrated these SME owners are. They have the pressure of finance. They have pressure of managing their people. They have managed pressure of quality. They have pressure of the deliveries to the customer. They're always under stress, and they have always the pressure of margins, because all the big companies will always tell them, reduce the price, reduce the price, reduce the price. And those poor fellows do not know how to reduce the prices, what to do to reduce the prices. So I thought, okay, if I put my name as the bliss management consultant, I will give the blissful existence to these people by doing this consultancy, by putting systems in the place. So they will be in a bliss by the end of because of my consultancy. But then I also thought, when I was moving on the road of Bangalore, I saw a Bliss beauty parlor somewhere near Indianagar, a Bliss beauty parlor. I say, what is this here? Bliss management consultant and a Bliss beauty parlor. If somebody is walking on Indianagar road and he sees my company, he says, okay, it is a beauty parlor company. No, they will only do some touch up and makeup of my company and then claim like a beautician claim. Okay, okay, paisa. So I said, no, this is not a good name. I wanted to keep some technical sounding name. So then I say, okay, Mactexcel. Somebody thinking, those kind of sparks come to your mind sometime, no? So what I do is I do manufacturing excellence. My consultancy is basically manufacturing excellence, and there are three methodologies I use to do this. One is I do offer consultancy, lean manufacturing, Six Sigma, and all those kind of things, so that those SMEs can implement that. My clients can implement in their company. So consultancy is one. Training is second. T for training. Training is second, where I give training to the owner and their workers in the skills and competencies. And third is coaching and mentoring. Basically coaching and mentoring also is a kind of a combination, which I do with the senior management level, owner of the company or his general manager, like that. So there is a consultancy, training, and coaching. Then one of the best management consulting company in the world is McKinsey. We start with Mac. Then I said, I'm an excellence consultant, so Mac and excellence. So, and there's a technical company, and it does CTC, consulting, training, and coaching. So if you combine all those words, no, MACTXEL, Mactexcel, it combines everything.
All encompassing.
All encompassing. Of course, nobody asked me, sir, what is this funny name? But like you asked me, what is this funny name, Mactexcel? I have great pleasure in explaining like that. No, so it is the origin of that name, Mactexcel. And then it doesn't have that similarity with the Bliss Beauty Parlor. No? It is a technical company. So it's like that. 1.5 years I'm running that company and helping a lot of my clients in improving their processes. Just to give an example, at one company called Daibu Diamond Tools, who operates in southern part of Bangalore, the delivery part of it, no, they deliver the diamond cutting tools. Their standard delivery delays would be about 45 days to 72 days. Through a combination of rescheduling, identifying value stream map, identifying the waste, doing some kind of changes in the processes, method of scheduling, the delays of 25 days to 45 days have brought down to delivering the customers 2 to 3 days or 4 days in advance. That kind of these techniques give a very fast result. They are not like, okay, sir, you implement next year, you will see some result. Abhi, you planned put the seed into the ground. After 2 years, you will see some fruits coming. It is not like that. If you do it on proper, if your client supports you fully, the results can come as fast as in 45 days. So 45 days delays coming to 2 days before hand delivery. That kind of thing. In one of the consultant Prime INC, they are in wood. They give packaging solutions out of plywoods and wood. Their production was stuck up at 3,000 square feet, and he was thinking of adding many people and increasing the plant layout, adding new machinery. I said, do it after some time. Don't do it now. Let us first make it 8,000 to 10,000, then you make it. He says, sir, I am hiring you to make it 10,000 and tell me which machinery I should purchase and how big I should make the plant and how many people I should hire. I said, zero. Don't hire anybody. Don't purchase anything. He says, sir, I've been working for 5 years. I'm not able to increase anything. I said, let us make an experiment. And within 3 months, 3,000 square foot has gone to 8,000 square foot. The production level I'm talking about, that kind of. So it is exciting. No, I mean, in one company, in Island Hydraulics, the housekeeping was terrible. And the owner himself said, Prashant, I can't go into the shop floor. It's so ugly. It's my own factory, but I can't go. Can you do something on that? Those kind of things, no? So what did I with my Triveni turbine suppliers? I'm freely doing it my clients today.
Remarkable.
So it's that kind of thing. So Mactexcel consultant, if you ask me the name, that is the origin, and the work that I do is this. That is the work.
Remarkable. Prashant,
Yes.
you've handled some of the most varied and demanding roles. Which of them you have enjoyed the most? Could you share an instance where something posed a grave problem and you overcame it?
Oh, you give me Cadbury chocolate, you give me Amul milk chocolate, you give me Roshi chocolate, and ask me which chocolate is good. I'll say all the chocolates are good, beautiful. Every chocolate has its own taste, and every chocolate is equally beautiful. Or if you give me Kaju Katli, you give me Rasgulla, you give me Gulab Jamun, you give me Jalbi, and say which is the best sweet. I say all of them are good. All of them are sweets. I enjoy all of them. Likewise, no, right from the first day of Larsen Toubro to the last day of Triveni Turbine, whatever the roles were there, each role was wonderful. Each role was an exciting role. Each role was enjoyable role. And somehow I had that bad habit of enjoying everything. Howsoever bad it is, I enjoy. Howsoever pressure it is, I enjoy. The one of the motto of my life had been the pressure is pleasure. Pressure is pleasure. And please believe me, there was an old man called Kokuman. He was in UKEN. He was a UKEN managing director, Japanese person. After he retired from UKEN, which is in Bangalore, he was called as a consultant to SEBI International in 2004. And in one of the, and pressure is pleasure had been my routine statement. Whereas somebody said, sir, बहुत प्रेशर है सर, ये भयाजी मसान बोलता है ऐसा करने का और ऐसा करने का. I said, why do you worry, yaar? Enjoy that, na. Pressure is a pleasure, baba. Enjoy that and do that, sir. How to enjoy pressure? I said, don't ask me, but enjoy that. And when Kokuman one of the first meeting, introduction meeting, you know what statement he did? He said he was telling somebody and telling about the stories of UCAN. He said, you know, my principle of my life, Japanese will always say like this. They will not say like this. They say, me is like this. I'm me. My principle of my life, pressure is pleasure. Oh. I got up from my seat in front of everybody, managing director and everybody. I shook hands. I bent in front of Kokuman-san. I said, Kokuman-san, thank you very much. And I told my people, see, the management guru also is saying pressure is pleasure. So frankly speaking, every job, even L&T, the job of plant engineer. I remember one beautiful project. There is an electroplating shop in L&T, and there's a zinc plating shop. It was an old, dilapidated plating shop supplied by Kenny Mitra, one company called Kenny Mitra in those days. And breakdown frequently, not doing proper. The OE was very bad. But that is a lifeline of Larsen. If the zinc plating shop does not work, the product will not go out. Production will come to standstill, that kind of thing. So I proposed that we should refurbish this entire plating shop and then I guarantee you 0 breakdowns for 3 years. Nobody was willing to give that plan for downtime, shutdown. Then one meeting, they say, how many days you want? I said, I want 19 days. My boss said, are you mad? I said, sir, 90 days mein ho jayega, sir. It's a big plan, but 19 days mein ho jayega. The planning fellow says 19 days. I said, yeah, 19 days. Then they made a provision only for 21 days with the suppliers. And every day, 0 to 19, people will be breathing on my neck to see what I'm doing. Because a 1 day delay in reinstallation of the plant would be disastrous for the company. And in those days, general managers of Larsen & Toubro were big people, no? I mean, really big men. He will come with a very grim face and look at this, look at that, look at the progress of the work, and put a pressure on me. Nahi jamega, you are going to spoil everything. You are going to create a lot of problem. And 19th day, early morning, 7:30, the shop was running. One of the early life in it was my early career. One of the best project. Even when I left Larsen & Toubro, in my farewell speech, my department head, who was my mentor, Mr. K. Rajchandram, he said, Prashant, do you remember how Talpade and Udgekar were worried about zip plating shop? And we did it in 19 days. I said, yes, sir, I remember we did it in 19 days. That 13 years after that project was completed, I resigned from L&T. In my farewell speech, this was the discussion. One of the best project I had done. And there are so many like that. No, in SB International, the pressure of quality was so huge, so huge. But okay, I mean, we'll do that. I mean, what is there? Yeah, you are working in the company. You are committed to do something for the company. You have got a potential. You have got a knowledge. You have got technical awareness. You are engineer. You have resources. You have got people. Okay, you utilize those and do what company wants you to do. Nah? Simple. Pressure is there, obviously. Yeah, pressure is there. I mean, many times um, the frustration would reach to such a high level. No, you ask question, why I'm doing what I'm doing? Why all these kind of things? Everybody, all of us at some point of our career think like that, no? But then the point is that no, that also passes. I mean, that statement is no, this shall pass. So whatever the pressure you are at any point of time, when it becomes the history, it becomes an enjoyable kind of thing. So today, when I see those intense pressure moment in SB or in Triveni, I mean, when customer is coming tomorrow and your turbine is not working, and then you don't know what to do now. I mean, the whole night you are working, your guys are working and making the turbine run, and customer is slated to be at 8:30. Project fellows are on you every 5 minutes asking, hey, Prashant, what is happening? Shall I bring customer? The pressure at that point is fantastic. I mean, it's like sitting in a pressure cooker with a gas burning fully and all those kind of things. But that also is a fun. Nah? I have seen people collapsing, but I said, why do you want to collapse? Yeah? At any point of time in your professional career, the maximum damage that can happen to you is to loss of job. Loss of job in that company. Before loss of job, maybe loss of face. Loss of face in front of that 200 people. The world has 5 billion population is people are there in the world. In India, there are 140 crore people. Making your face loss in front of 300 people is nothing. You can always shake everything and they say, okay, chodo yaar, that is the past. Tomorrow is my tomorrow. Yesterday was gone. That kind of thing, no? So why do you want to have that pressure? Why do you want to have that kind of thing? Everything is enjoyable. I do really honestly make this statement that everything that happens to you, you can make it as an enjoy. Even this interview, what you are taking, I am enjoying this process fully. It's nice kind of thing to share with you. What I'm talking may be making sense, may not be making sense, maybe conveying some message, may not be conveying some message, but that pleasure that is there, that is fantastic pleasure. And all that pressures in retrospective becomes the enjoyment. You see in your life also, right? I'm sorry to give this example, but suppose there is a person who loses his spouse. You see the mental trauma is so great at that point of time. No? Losing a spouse is maybe the highest rated stressful point in the life of a human being. If you want to know which is the highest stress generator, it is a loss of spouse, loss of job. But you see so many human beings, so many men and women who have lost their spouses. after 3 years, 4 years, even 1 year, after 10 years, living a beautiful life. And the memory of the spouses is always a joyful memory, always a joyful memory. They don't keep on crying throughout their life that I have lost my life. They laugh, they smile, even thinking, talking about her or him, they smile and they recall that memory and they derive pleasure out of it. Can you do you, is it not funny? It is not great kind of a gift that God has given to us, that we overcome every trauma that has taken place in our life and we come out again as a rebounding spirit. That's how it is. I mean, if you, the question to you is that so many moments were there, no, which created that kind of a stress, which created that kind of a challenge, that kind of a risk. Uh, you take that risk, major risk, you take that challenge, say, I will do it, yeah. And what if you fail? You fail, you derive a learning out of it, and next time you say, okay, I have derived a learning out of it, next time I'm not going to fail. So you face the thing with the increased confidence, not with the lower confidence. Oh, last time I failed. No, sir, please, sir, I failed last time. I can't do this. No, on the contrary, yes, sir, this time I'll do because last time I failed and I derived 3 learnings. I'll implement it. This time I'm not going to fail, sir. You give me something more challenging. That is a kind of. And that is what I tell even today, all my career, no, there's a message I gave to my boys. And they still like it. They say, sir, I mean, okay, I don't know whether this interview is for blowing my own trumpet or giving the messages, but I will treat as a giving message. The one message that I used to give to people is that take a decision. Don't just quickly assess the risk and take decision. Don't delay decision making. Whatever you want to do in your life, you will achieve only if you decide. If you keep on thinking, nothing will be achieved. So many decisions on delivery, many decisions on quality, many decisions on retaining people, firing people. I used to take an instant, just like that. And even people remember, sir, after decision making speed, the Kamal ka speed. Nobody has taken decision in the way you have taken decision. Even today they say,
So
sir,
at
आप
this
जाने.
point, I would like to ask you, what are the points that you keep in mind while taking decisions?
See, there are so many things. One is that your technical conceptual understanding of the job that you are deciding on, the technical aspects of your decision making, the technical risk that you are having in front of you if you take the decision or that decision. So one is that innate, deep conceptual technical understanding of the product that you are manufacturing and the activities that is the primary thing. I mean, I have seen many managers who are very poor in technology. They are engineers, but they are not engineers. They are engineers because they did engineering. But I don't believe in that. You should have hands-on experience. Okay, as the Japanese say, no, they believe in Gemba. So you will see Japanese always on the workshop, and they call Japanese, that is a Gemba, and Japanese is a Gemba man. And in ASB, I learned that whenever there is a problem, you go to the shop floor, stand in the shop floor, and then discuss about the problem with that machine, with that product, with that assembly in front of you. So that conceptual understanding is most important. Then there is the psychological factors, fear. Log kya karenge? What will my boss say? Whether I lose job if I do this, whether I will damage the company by doing this, and then they delay the decision. So once you are technically sure that instead of this choice is better, then your guts are that matter. Your intuitive understanding of the job that matters. Your intuitive understanding of what your customer wants that matters. If the product goes to customer, am I cheating the customer? Am I putting customer into the bad kind of situation? Am I making the breach of contract with the customer? Is that functionality and the quality that I have promised to customer will get affected because of that? That understanding has to be there. How customer is going to use this product, when he is going to use it, in what way he is going to use it, that understanding is important. And lastly, the personal risk to you also is important. Suppose your decision goes wrong, you at the worst you can lose your job, at the worst. At the best, boss will say, okay, Prashant, I understand you took that decision, but next time be careful, don't do that. your company has lost so many rupees. Don't worry. So these are the two, nothing else. Then in between, you can lose your promotion, you can lose your increment, you can lose your face in front of 10 fellows. People will say, Arey, Prashant had done like this, you see that customer was in trouble, those kind of things. You face it, no problem. It is my decision, my responsibility. I took that decision. You have the courage to say, hey, Naya, under this situation, I took that decision. I stand by that decision. I was wrong, fine. Next time I will learn. I will not take that decision. I'll take a better decision. Simple. That doesn't take time. It is all intuitive. If you are sure what your customer requires at any point of time, you can always free and morally free and clarity wise free to take that decision. That is important. Finally, it is we live for customers. We don't live for bosses. We don't live for our subordinates. We live for customers. So what I give to my customer is a primary concern for me. If I'm sure if what I give to my customer is perfect, then there's no fear. No? Absolutely no fear. You have to worry only your customer, right? Because he will say, no, I will not give the job to this company because they ditched me. They give me the third product. So long as you are sure that customer is not going to say this, you can take any decision. Absolutely no problem. Or many times also go to the customer and say, sir, you wanted this week, you wanted to start your sugar season, but sir, there is a problem in this. But I promise you, after your sugar season will beautifully go, no problem. But after sugar season, sir, for 1 week, you give me the turbine, I'll just replace this and put the new component. Customer is happy. He said, fantastic. Is it that kind of transparency if you have got with the customer? Why not take a decision? Yeah, let on a decision. It is that kind of. So to question you, there are so many things involved into taking such decisions. It is not just a entity or toss karega, heads and tails, not that kind of stuff. No. It a lot of, but that automatically happens if you are a Gemba man. If you are a man sitting in your, I'm sorry to say this. If you are a man sitting in your cabin and dealing entire things, sitting in your cabin as a manufacturing head, you can't take those decisions. You have to be on the shop. That is important.
So Prashant, now you're a certified ESG expert. What perspectives do you bring to the table? How do you and how your ESG accreditation and knowledge can impact your firm, Mactexcel Consultants?
See, beautiful. As a ESG, as I told, no, my introduction to ESG was 10-year-old, maybe around 2013 when I went to G and say, oh, what kind of requirement they have on me in those days on environmental aspects of it, on the societal aspect of it, in the sense of managing my workmen, managing my community, managing my suppliers, and the governance aspect of it. No? The governance comprises of everything. I mean, kind of a processes that you have got, and kind of rules and regulations you have got, kind of ethical and moral standards that you set for yourself, all those kind of things. No? And as I told some time back, now we had to sign that corporate ethical conduct with the G. First time in my life I did. L&T also didn't demand that kind of thing, but G demanded. So ESG is, if you ask me, for a country like India, it is something which is a must, because see, today we are no more developing economy, or the economy which is based on satisfying our own needs, internal needs. It's becoming much wider today, as you know that. A lot of new companies are coming, and industrial economy in India is growing at a very fast pace. And we are talking something like $10 trillion economy also. Today we are just maybe three or four. We are number 5, whipping Britain just now. But still we are small as compared to China and the US. So the potential is tremendous. And today we are in a global market. We are not a limited market of internal domestic market. And the times are also changing. The next gen, the new millennials, their thinking processes, their requirement, the overall cost of living, the overall awareness, everything is increasing. So The ESG, supplying the products of good quality at a correct time of a correct price, is a given thing now for any company. Previously, we used to have a lot of pleasure in saying that, okay, my delivery time is reduced, my quality has improved, my cost is under good, my margins are good. But they are secondary now. We have to evolve beyond that. I mean, the purpose of human being is not to keep on doing the same thing. Keep on doing the better things in a better manner. And ESG for the industry, for the business, is um, one such thing that it will evolve. Uh, I will say it will lead to the further evolution and betterment of human life. If you look at industrial revolution, the human being was only one of the tools of making the production. No emotions, nothing. You have to work for 15 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, produce, go home. What you do is not my concern. And from that time today to, we are extremely person focused, human focused companies are there. I mean, you must be hearing the stories of Europe where they are even thinking of 4 days a week work. 3 days I will give for you to enjoy life. You have born in this earth not to work like a slog, like I'm sorry, donkeys and horses are also living beings and we must respect them. But just to give the example, you're not going to slog like a donkey or pig. Yeah? You have got emotions, you have got life, you have got a better purpose, more deeper purpose of being human. At least enjoyment, happiness is what you should get, and companies are focusing on that. And ESG is one thing which will make us our life, that quantum difference between life of human beings from today's level to that level, by various things. I need not tell you what is ESG. No, I mean, it is a big kind of a topic to say what is really ESG. But ESG is going to make that quantum changes in the life of human beings who are in the production activities. They are going to be the king. They are going to be the masters, that kind of, and everything else is going to be the subservient to that. So the value of the human life, the quality of the human life, and the nature of human life are going to get great changes through the ESG route. That is, as I perceive ESG as. And since the majority of the population is in the business, agriculture is there obviously, but most of the people are living the business and industrial worlds, and it is essential for us to have that quantum change in our life of tomorrow. And ESG is definitely going to help us in that through creating the safer factory, environmental safer factories, cleaner factories, better factories, the factories which are supported by artificial intelligence, where the human efforts are going to be less, the factories which will allow human being to have quality time, the factories which will evolve the human beings as more honest, more ethical, and people of a higher moral standards, doing the clean businesses. I mean, if you see philosophically, ESG is going to create that kind of a quantum change in the way we are living and the way we are being as a professionals today. From that point of view, my interest in ESG was because of that, and obviously ESG is going to be the compulsory thing for future. I mean, every company has to undergo the ESG. Even today, many of my clients who has got a corporate company, he says, sir, this vendor assessment is there and they are asking for ESG compliance. Can you imagine that? I mean, the prime incorporated where I'm working, he's one of the prime client. He says, sir, please come. I say, what happened? So the Will4G is giving us the job, but they want to certify, they want a certificate from us that we are ESG compliant. I said, okay, don't get worried, we'll do that. Then we quickly ran through the list of what he has to do to comply with certain basic minimum ESG standards, child labor, diversity, women empowerment, so many things were there. Effluent, lighting, ventilation in his factory, the kind of schemes that he has got, the people, the salary structure, the overtime, so many things are there. ESG is a gamut of all the things which happen in the factory. So we quickly made some processes, systems, and satisfied ourselves that yes, if they come for audit, they are the basic things they will see and they'll be happy. that kind of thing. So ESG is going to be the way we are going to live in the future. Most of the, it is not limited for the public listed large companies, because as I told you, in 2013-14, I was forced to work with my suppliers and bring them to the level where Triveni was. The same thing is going to happen. So it is going to elevate the standards of entire industries, entire companies to a different level altogether. If we really sincerely, honestly, genuinely follow ESG in letter and spirit, you will see within next 10 years, we are a different kind of society altogether.
Great
And
insight.
Mactexcel, obviously, it is a value addition for me as a consultant. My consultancy till today was in manufacturing excellence, which would make any small and medium industries to the standards of their principal. I mean, if they are supplying to Maruti, they are supplying to Hyundai, they are supplying to Godrej, to Larsen & Toubro, to all those big companies, they can go to that level. And in addition to that manufacturing excellence, now I'm in a position to help them into improving their ESG quotient also, that kind of thing. So that way it is, I'm very happy that I must actually, be happy about my decision, and be more happy about decision of approaching Jishan and Hevel, and getting this kind of a certification from them.
Great insight. Thank you, Prashant. And you've partly answered my next question also, which
What is
was that was like, as you know, we are building FaceTime with leaders, community for cross-pollination of knowledge, and a community of independent directors for having a better corporate governance in the country. What are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan and Mr. Heval Mehta and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
Frankly speaking, no, I have got a wonderful planetary support for me. Why I'm saying so, when I wanted to get this ESG expertise, and I was looking for various institutes or agencies who can make me competent in that, one of my friend, when I was just talking with him, from next year onward, ESG is going to be there. I'm doing this consultancy and I would like to get that expertise. He said, Prashant, you want to do that? I said, yes, sir. He put his mobile, ding, 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 dial kiya. Hevel, are you free? I said, directly, Hevel. He said, yeah, my friend Prashant is there. He would like to join for this ESG. And that's all, simple. Then I talked with both Jishan and Hevel, and was extremely impressed by kind of a model they have created for Directors Institute in both um, creating the independent directors, and also this train them on ESG aspect of it. And more I spoke with these two gentlemen, more I was convinced that I'm at the right place at the right time, and I completed the course just like that. And a beautifully designed course. I mean, I must appreciate the efforts taken by both of them, especially Jishan, going through preparing that humongous material on ESG, and painstakingly creating the videos after videos after videos to explain that in a very simple, easy to understand, calm and quiet language, as a great kind of thing. I mean, it is a wonderful thing to listen to Jishan on those videos as he speaks comfortably, easily, and try to very, very in the simplest way explain the various concepts of ESG. Beautiful. I mean, I really enjoyed the course, and uh, appreciate these two for their vision. I mean, as I told you, this is going to be the thing for tomorrow. It is not a business. ESG is no more a business. Okay, you can make business out of becoming the ESG consultant, but the value addition that you are doing to the community of corporate community, even to the board of the companies, the kind of value addition you are doing is a fantastic. I mean, it is kind of a epoch making. It is kind of taking the Indian industry from one level to altogether another level, which is kind of a global or beyond global. That is kind of thing I see. And it is not a small task. It is not a task which can be done by one man. And I appreciate Jishan and Hevel that they understood it, and they are creating a community of people. I hope I hope to be part of that community as the time goes, of community of like-minded people, trained people, expert, different kind of expertise, and helping boards after boards in understanding what is ESG and helping boards to implement that ESG in their companies. It is going to be a fantastic kind of thing. And to that extent, I will say it is a highly pioneering kind of experiment these two gentlemen have taken. I don't think anybody in India has thought of it. Ki the ESG is going to be so far reaching, and let us do today something about it. So I really congratulate and appreciate, more than congratulate, appreciate the vision of Jishan and Hevel in doing this kind of things. And I would love to be part of that initiative as the time goes.
Thank you, Prashant. That was a fantastic conversation with you.
Thank you so much.
Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Thank you for joining us today on FaceTime with Leaders.